This is Tom Meinecke with Mikhail Bletzes from the MIT Media Lab, and we're talking about the $100 laptop for child project, and we've been talking about this on some other video blogs, by the way. But the question I have, it has to do with the difference between good intentions and the net benefit that's delivered. And if I were a woman in Nepal living on $50 per year, would I want other people to invest in a $100 laptop for my child? And my concern is Nicholas Negroponte is a very powerful and charismatic leader. His brother is UN Ambassador John Negroponte, who knows Kofi Annan. And there's a tremendous upsurge of top-down technology and funding and political power behind this, which can be very positive. And the MIT Media Lab is developing some very innovative technology here. But when it actually gets into the field, what's the feedback loop to know that this is a net beneficial activity?
First of all, the laptop is not a top-down. Okay. We hate top-down. Okay. The thing that we are not going to do is go to a poor country and try to use any kind of political connection that says, you know, we think that the laptop is the best for you.
Yeah.
This is a full level. Okay. Now, we chose pretty much some pilot countries from the beginning just to be geographically diverse, to be big. Yeah. So the expense for the laptop won't make a big impact.
Yeah.
It's a different thing talking about Nigeria, which has 120 million people and lots of oil. And a different thing about talking about Nepal, which has very few people and very few natural resources. So, okay. We don't think that the laptop is by itself a panacea or it's going to solve a lot of problems unless it goes into a more holistic, if you want, framework. We can't use the laptop in Niger. I mean, you can use it in Nigeria. We think that you can use it in Nigeria, and it's going to make a big difference in Nigeria. And it's about time for Nigeria to be known in the internet for other things than Nigerian spam. But yes, putting it in Niger is going to be a lot more challenging. That's why we're not trying to do it immediately, because we don't know exactly how to do it. On the other hand, we do believe that access to information does improve lives. We do believe that giving kids
keep talking, I'm just bringing it to you.
We do believe that giving kids a platform on top of which they can practice constructionist learning will improve education, whether the teachers are trained or not. It will do immensely more good if the teachers are trained, definitely. But it is a way also to get away from not having good teachers, good libraries, good materials, educational materials. In a lot of places, just the e-book mode is what gets ministries of education solved. Completely. And we also think that in order to get yourself into the new era, you don't have to go through all the evolutionary stages. You don't have to go through everything that the Western world went through. So the laptop is a way for some of the kids to leapfrog into the new era. Now, are we absolutely positively sure that the laptop is going to have a positive effect on each and every one of the kids that it's going to get at? No, and I can't tell that. But we think that it is going to have a positive effect to the majority.
And what's your feedback mechanism? How you evaluate this and know if you're going in a positive direction or not?
That's a hard question. This is an educational project. And as an educational project, you either have to do testing at the end of the year, which we don't think that it's going to measure the qualities that the laptop is trying to instill on kids. And it's also driven by governments, and governments also have to show results in 4-year periods in the good places of the world. In the bad places of the world, usually they don't care. So it is a hard question, and we're trying to put localized measures in place by the governments itself.
Yeah.
This is not something that we are going to go and tell them.
Yeah.
Measure this. Now, I can give you some examples though.
Okay.
From the state of Maine. The state of Maine is probably the world's largest, not largest anymore because it's Marseille and other places, but it's a large one laptop per child experiment.
Yeah.
It has not been done in our ideal way. It's only been done at grade 6 and 7.
Yeah.
But one thing that it's immediately obvious is that language skills have improved.
Yeah.
Writing skills have improved because the kids have a lot more enticing ways to practice that. Truancy has gone up dramatically, and that's not something that is
up or down?
Up. I mean, people don't drop.
Don't drop out. Okay.
Don't drop out.
Okay.
Sorry again.
Yeah.
My English is not perfect. Yeah. But so those are not things that are measured by the standardized test, or if they are measured, it takes time for that to seep in.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we want governments to learn. And also the laptop at the end of the day, I mean, if you really want to be successful, it's not about teaching kids what they should know.
Yeah.
It's teaching them how to learn what they don't at the end. And that's what the piece that we are trying to film, that is not being filmed by traditional education.
So where is the content for this coming from? Is it being generated by the kids themselves? Do you have curriculum? Where's that coming from?
Combination. So you have to have curriculum. You have to have software. My favorite one, just because of my experience going through school, where I went through physics class, which was my favorite class, having done 3 experiments my whole school year. Like having the virtual lab on the laptop, I think will do tremendous things
what about
for that kind of teaching. You also need multiple books, and we need to work on royalties there and things like that to get the content in place, and that solves the lack of materials to a large extent in the developing world, where most of the cost is actual distribution of physical books, which doesn't happen. And the third, my big hope, is make the kids develop content. I think that is really fundamental. I mean, that's the big win.
Do you have any ideas for peer-to-peer learning models, Lancaster method, or online where kids teach each other, or you could have a tutor or a mentor from MIT teaching a high school kid physics in Niger or whatever?
That's tele-teaching, if you want. What I'm mostly concerned is the kids doing their homework, for example, in an apartment building or in a village somewhere, and being able to talk with each other and ask questions with each other. I think that teamwork is really important. I think it's also very important getting bigger assignments that none of them can tackle one by one, and the laptop being the platform by which they collaborate.
I see, through a wiki type model. And are these wikis shareable? Are they networkable?
Yes. We are. That's the one piece that actually we are putting a lot of effort as OLPC, as a non-profit. We are actually putting resources into getting a nice, easy to use wiki platform on every laptop.
I see.
So that 50 kids can actually publish immediately without having to go through special servers, special publishing software, or anything like that.
Would you have a camera, video camera at all?
That's the big fight, internal fight right now. It's a bill of materials issues. We want to have a camera exactly for that reason. We have very good audio support, and we'll have voice over IP built in immediately into the laptop.
You do already?
Yes, we have that.
So you're just adding video or not?
The video piece is something that we banked. We had a lot of internal fights, and it's not even resolved yet. It's just that we don't have $4.
$4, huh?
To spend for the video. I mean, when your total bill of materials it's about $120 right now.
I see. Okay.
We are already over budget. $4 is a lot. And there are various trade-offs that you have to do. So one of the things that is, do we do double injection molding to put soft plastic around the edges, so when the laptop drops,
it
becomes more durable, or we do the camera. Personally, being an engineer and being a geek, and Walter Benders, who is the president for software, idea was to put the camera in there. It seems that the design people and the durability people are willing that argument. We had that specific.
Well, I guess part of me wants to say do both and start with a higher cost prototype that the cost will come down for the next generation.
Yes, exactly.
But open up the video channel so that you can talk about video conferencing.
Not only video conferencing, but doing exactly what we have been doing right now. And letting kids from each part of the world having these things available to other parts of the world. And for that we have the solution. I mean, Google is going to take care of that.
In the Uplift Academy, we've had a number of people very interested in the educational model, peer-to-peer teaching, mentoring programs where women can learn can teach Spanish lessons over the web, for example. The classroom connection, global classroom connection is another theme that's come up, just connecting classrooms. So a northern classroom could talk to a Ugandan classroom or something like that. So there's a whole lot of interest in that. Are you opening this up? Would this be open channels for people to?
Yes, it's totally open, and whatever lack or perception of lack of openness exists right now has to do with the fact that we are 12 people working full time on that. So our web publishing right now is not where it should have been, but we are doing it on our spare time right now. But this is by definition an open program, and this is open for everybody to come in and contribute. We definitely have a few dogmas of our own. One of them is the one laptop per child principle.
Okay.
That's why we named the foundation laptop per child. We think that it's really important for this thing to not to be a shared resource, to be given to the kids. That is going to solve the maintenance, most of the maintenance issues. And everything else is pretty much built from the beginning to be open to participation. There is nothing to lock anybody from loading their software on it. I'm pretty sure that as soon as we come out and if this thing gets deployed in large numbers in the immediate future, Microsoft will come out with an operating system to run on it, and we are perfectly fine with it. And we are perfectly fine with people contributing at all levels. We think that it's more important though, for this contribution not to happen at the OLPC level, although we certainly will do anything to our abilities to consult with the governments on how to use that, but to happen at the school level.
Okay. And is there a platform that we could get started on and just kind of prototype some stuff? I mean, could we cobble together a wiki and a ebook model?
You can go and contribute to our wiki right now.
Okay.
For people who want to port software and things like that, we have developer boards that we are making available already.
You find any architecture at all to design to it? For
well,
software?
we have defined what the software stack looks like, and again, we want to avoid obesity.
Sure.
So we are not trying to exclude anything from running on the laptop, but we have certain guidelines.
That's on your website?
That's on our website. Okay. So to give you an idea, we think that Python is the language that we are putting there. We are not putting Perl. We had talks with
Python. Yes, Python.
we had a discussion. We said Python is the way to go if we want to teach kids a programming language right now. That is going to be there. Certainly for younger kids, Lego and its derivatives will be there.
Built in?
Yeah, Scratch and Squeak and the stuff that Alan Kay. Alan Kay is pretty much
Open Croquet
from the beginning there. Yeah, things like that. And
Croquet.
I've heard the term. I'm not going to say that I know exactly what it is.
It's a three-dimensional Squeak, basically.
Okay. Yes.
But high-end graphics in visual three-dimensional virtual space.
I will take I don't know that. Okay. The reason is that I'm not sure how good we are in 3D graphics. There is no 3D.
So you're going to support Smalltalk and Python natively on the machine?
Yes.
Interesting. And what wiki format?
The wiki format, again, is an open question right now. It seems that we will probably have to develop something ourselves so that it can be integrated.
And
so it's the web server and the wiki. It's one and the same thing.
And the ebook format, have you decided on that at all?
Open document.
Open document?
PDF, unfortunately, from the beginning.
PDF? Okay.
I mean, PDF is much better than doc, Word format, etc., etc. But we are pretty... we're trying to be pretty adamant about doing things in open ways that it's not going to exclude anybody from playing. We are not going to support open office. Okay, we are not trying to turn kids into office workers. Probably Abbey Word is going to be the word processor of choice. But
well, it's a very exciting project. The more that I talk to you, the more interesting it sounds. And if there's anything I can do to help with you, I've got a meeting coming up right after the Wikimania in Boston, another workshop.
Are you going to be there at Wikimania?
Yeah, I'll be at Wikimania.
Probably we are going to host half of Wikimania at LBC. So it's going to happen at our offices, and you are going to talk to all of these people.
Rolando, you want to say anything real quick before we retire here?
I had just one thing that I wanted to say. I think besides the odds against this project and your...
Is it centered? I don't know that.
Yeah, it is.
And so besides the odds against this, as you pointed out, there are some question marks. I think the real value of this project is that it breaks the spell. It's the first real example for a project that tries to reverse the trend, and I think industry will somehow have to follow. Certainly there's a natural trend towards lowering costs. I think this buys us maybe 5 years, I don't know. So that's the real value.